Today's episode is sponsored by Global Shop Solutions. Visit them at globalshopsolutions.com.
Aerospace and defense manufacturing.
Machines and automation.
Additive manufacturing.
Smart manufacturing.
The global manufacturing economy.
Welcome to Advanced Manufacturing Now, the podcast for manufacturing professionals, powered by SME. From the design screen to the shop floor to final assembly, we drive the conversation about making manufacturing smarter by connecting people who are passionate about manufacturing.
Hello and welcome to Advanced Manufacturing Now, the podcast for manufacturing professionals. If you haven't already, like and subscribe to get new episodes delivered to your inbox each week. I'm your host, Lawrence Moves, editor at SME Media. I'm joined today by Dusty Alexander, President and CEO of Global Shop Solutions. Under his leadership, Global Shop Solutions has grown into one of the largest privately held discrete manufacturing ERP software solutions in the United States. Dusty is also a proud graduate of Baylor University, a CrossFit guy, and a father of four with his wife, Andrea. Welcome to the show.
Hey, Lawrence. Thank you for having me.
Our topic today is how ERP can and should be a manufacturer's most valuable asset. But before we get started, Mr. Alexander, can you tell me a little bit more about yourself and your organization, Global Shop Solutions?
Yeah, Global Shop Solutions is a almost, Lawrence, 50-year-old company. We'll celebrate our 50-year anniversary next year. My father started it in 1976. I'm second generation. We have 1,800 customers, top level around the world that we get to service and support every day with our manufacturing ERP system.
All right, well, let's get started with some of the good news that's out there. In your experience, what are the most common successes that your customers are seeing after they go live?
Yeah, that's a great question, man. I really boil this down to three things. Number one, for most of our customers, this is the first time in the history of their business that they're going to be able to see information real time. Real time means that, we've got scanners out on the shop floor, we've got scanners in the receiving area, and we're scanning everything that we do from work in process to raw materials to finished goods. Really, every transaction is getting scanned, so we know real time where everything is in the shop floor. Second big win for most of our customers is now they can see all of this key data in one spot. That's either our open sales order or work order dashboard that they're going to be looking at, which drills into our kind of world famous supply and demand screen. Everything you want to know about a part in one spot. And then the third big area that they typically see that they haven't seen before, I get a lot of customers that say, man, Dusty, this is the first time I've ever really understood my financials and I trust my financials because the manufacturing is feeding the financial side of Global Shop. And that's a big switch for a lot of them. And so when they say they understand their financial statement and all the entries on it, that's a big, big win for our customers.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like a lot of good successes out there for sure.
Oh, it's fun. I do these, I lead off these game day events and where I go visit different cities across the world really now. And we'll get, Lawrence, between 10 and 20 sets of customers in each one of those. And that's the question I always lead with. What's the big benefit you've received from Global Shop or the big ROI? And those are the three that I hear the most.
Well, I've been in manufacturing now for close to 30 years, and it's a whole different world than it was 30 years ago, for sure. Even just in the last several years, it's a different world. But I want to ask you specifically about ERP. How has the role of ERP in manufacturing evolved over the last decade? And what should manufacturers expect from their systems now that maybe they didn't expect, years ago?
Yeah, no, that's a great question and great lead in there. The manufacturing world has completely changed from, I started doing this in the late 80s. Just the shop floor environment, the technology, if you haven't seen that in the last 10 years, you need to go visit one of our customers because it gets you excited. Okay. But how has it changed? I would say, 10 years ago, people would expect the system to do accounting, to do some inventory, to do some costing. And now it's, man, Lawrence, they want everything in their system. They want everything, or they want to integrate with something that's kind of world-class in a certain area. Like if you don't think Global Shop CRM is beefy enough, then you want to integrate easily with another CRM. And then the third thing I think people, they have a hard time articulating. What they want is they want a lot of services too. They want a lot of training options because they take very, very seriously how good they get at their ERP system. And they want a lot of advanced certification classes, user conferences. All of those are things that when you really boil it down, they expect and they want to use. One other thing comes to mind for me too is we have a tool in Global Shop. It's called ARC, the Application and Report Center. And we're up to almost 8,000 is the number we're at on our ARC projects that we've done for existing customers. This allows you to customize the system without breaking it in future releases. And that has just been a massive, massive win for us. So they want to customize the system without breaking it is a, man, big thing they expect in today's world.
Yeah, for sure. The ability to customize something gives the users a lot more ability to do what they need to do, which is really important, I'm sure.
Well, they all have their own little niche of how they do things, and they don't want to lose that, and they don't want to track it in Excel. They want to build it into their ERP system and carry that knowledge forward. And I think we've got an outstanding program to help people with that.
Now, speaking of knowledge and carrying knowledge forward, you hear a lot of talk about manufacturers that struggle with data silos, information that's kind of not accessible to everybody across different departments. How does an ERP system like Global Shop Solutions get everyone on the same page? How does it help kind of get past the data silos that exist?
Yeah, I think it's the mindset of certainly our new implementations team has this mindset, and I think it's the mindset that we put in the majority of our new implementations. And I heard our head of new implementations say this really, really well. If it didn't happen in Global Shop Solutions, it didn't happen in our company. And we've got to get our customers used to that mentality of when something happens out on the shop floor, when something happens in the office, when a customer changes the order, do that in Global Shop Solutions so that we reflect, that actually what's going on in the business. And you got to make that really, really easy for the user to do.
How does that work exactly? Do customers have to kind of input all the information manually? How much of it is automatic? How does that work as far as getting the information into Global Shop Solutions?
I think it's really simple. The biggest thing is getting labels on the product. And when labels are on the product and the product moves, all you got to do is scan it. And we've just got to put the processes in place from receiving raw material to receiving in the certs, to scanning on what they're working on, to saying a job's complete. We just got to get them used to those transactions, and then they get that real-time visibility that they all want.
The connected factory is becoming increasingly popular. We've heard that term, connected factory. It's becoming increasingly popular due to the labor shortage, and other reasons too. But how is ERP helping with automation and data so that manufacturers can make better decisions on the connected shop floor?
So number one, it's having the real-time visibility. So real-time data, you can make way, way quicker decisions with less people. And then another just massive win that we've had is our dashboard designer product, where you can design and quickly build these custom dashboards. And so I like to when I go visit our customers, I like to see TVs up, especially out on the shop floor, telling people, how did you perform? How did you do this week versus last week? How did you do this month versus last month? Having that real-time information there makes a world of difference. I had one customer tell me, he goes, I had my foreman retire. And instead of hiring another foreman, I just put up 8 TVs on the shop floor and let the team kind of police itself. And that worked out really, really well for him. So yeah, with the labor shortage and with, where things are going on the labor side, I think we got to automate, and make it easy for our customers.
One of the other issues with a new ERP system or any other technology that's being implemented is the resistance to change. Change can be difficult and it can be time-consuming, expensive, everything else. A lot of companies struggle with setting up a new ERP system. So what is the best way that you found to get everyone on the shop floor, from the executive suite, to the shop floor? How do we get everyone on board?
Okay, so 2 things. Number 1, you got to have clear communication from the management team. I think we do a great job at Global Shop Solutions of doing a process audit on our existing customers where we grade them on actually how they're using the system, in that are they using the latest and greatest features, and how fast are they going. And when we put that on a scorecard for our customers, we found it's color-coded green, yellow, red. How well are you doing? And when we put that on a scorecard, man, our customers take that very, very seriously and all get on board to try to get all green on their process on it. That's been a massive win that we have that we use at Global Shop Solutions.
One of the big buzz phrases I remember hearing in the 1990s, early 2000s in the auto industry and probably everywhere else was the visual shop floor. And it sounds like the ERP solution you offer, it just nails that, it's got that covered.
It nails that. We have a module called the shop floor data collection where they record their time, what materials they're using, their quality information. And then it launches TV views of the key metrics that they want to show at each one of those stations. And that's just been humongous win.
Now, we've covered a lot of good information, but there's probably a few things that you have on your mind or that have come up during our conversation that I didn't ask you about or that we haven't had a chance to talk about. So are there any last things that you'd like to add to the conversation that we haven't had the chance to talk about?
Yeah, Lawrence, I think we do a great job at Global Shop Solutions of not only taking our new customers live. We have 198 new implementations in process right now, but for also our existing customers, beyond our customer care department, we have a continuous improvement team. And the continuous improvement team can come on site for existing customers, customize the system for them, tailor dashboards, train on any modules in Global Shop. And we even started a program called Virtual Controller, where if our customers are short an accounting person, we can do their books for them. That's been a huge win. And our customers just continue to ask us to do more and more and more and more. And I think we're ready for it.
Well, thank you very much, Dusty. We appreciate you joining us today. You've shared a lot of great insights, for our audience and for myself as well. It's been very informative. For me personally, and I expect for our audience as well. We really appreciate you taking the time to talk with us today. And I do have one last question for you. Of course, it's a big one. If our listeners or if your listeners want to learn more about Global Shop Solutions, where do they go to get that information?
Man, go to our website, www.globalshopsolutions.com. Hit me up on LinkedIn, Dusty Alexander under LinkedIn, or anybody can email me, dalexander@gssmail.com.
Thank you for that information. If you want to learn more about Global Shop Solutions, you can pursue the information Dusty just shared. And to learn more about the latest manufacturing trends and to hear more podcasts, you can subscribe to our podcast feed. And of course, you can always visit us at advancedmanufacturing.org.